You need to stand up! Shit. That's a lot of blood. We gotta move!
Glad to see you upright, tourist. No broken bones, not even a limp. Thank the Lord. Hollins found you in the bushes unconscious and dragged you here. Looks like you had quite an exit from the hotel. You have good news to share, I hope?
Nope.
I see. From the looks of you, I can only assume that my friends are dead.
Bingo.
Your compassion is boundless. What happened?
Loomis was a complete mess. Blew off all his ammo in the first few minutes. Hit something volatile. The explosion reduced him to paste and collapsed the floor on us.
I'm shocked. Loomis was one of the strongest and most capable among us. But they all knew the risk, and yet, they forged ahead. Brave souls, all of them.
Not sure brave fits the bill. Morons.
I can focus now. Sorry.
As I was saying, they all knew the risk, and yet, they forged ahead. Brave souls, all of them.
Not sure brave fits the bill. Morons would be more accurate. But what do I know?
About them? Nothing.
You underestimated the threat. That place is a death trap. And the blueprints you sent us in there to find? Your holy fucking grail? They're worthless when a place is that infested. But hey, on the bright side, maybe you can use them for kindling next time you perform one of your fire barrel sermons.
May I have the blueprints, please?
I'm all right, you have my attention now.
Okay, I'll finish. May I have the blueprints, please? That hotel will be our home. We've had a setback, yes, but the blueprints are...
Sorry, I need a moment.
Am I really that boring?
All right, you have my attention now.
Now I'll finish. That hotel will be our home. We've had a setback, yes, but the blueprints are valuable. It will help us plan our next effort. When the time is right, we will try again. Our faith will deliver us.
From what I saw in there, it's gonna be a long wait.
Patience is a virtue.
Gag.
We want what everyone wants. Belonging, community, peace of mind. After the disaster in Old Town, many of my people are living in constant fear. The rumors of a psychopath behind it all have them rattled, thinking everyone outside of my flock could be the perpetrator, an envoy of Satan himself. But the living must band together, not remain divided. And the hotel is our answer.
You're persistent, I'll give you that. But I'm done arguing about the hotel. We have business to discuss.
Indeed we do. I read the Pawn King's proposal. It's ambitious, but sound. You could tell Sonny I accept, but with certain stipulations. Here, I've outlined them in this letter.
I'm all ears.
Now I'll finish. Indeed we do. I read the Pawn King's proposal. It's ambitious, but sound. You could tell Sonny I accept, but with certain stipulations. Here, I've outlined them in this letter. Minor tweaks to the agreement that I think he'll find amenable. A trade network for those of us outside the tower walls could ease a lot of suffering.
A preacher with a dash of business savvy. Never thought I'd live to see the day. I'll give him your letter.
My grandfather sold Bibles door to door. I know a bit about the hustle, tourist. Knowing Sonny, he's pacing behind that glass of his, wearing a groove into the floor, waiting for my response. Let him sweat it out for a bit. You clearly need to get some rest. Ever heard of personal space?
Welcome to the revolution, tourist. I'm Sable. This is Echo. Barnes is there in the back.
Sable, just got some new intel that is gold. You're right.
Coming at you
Something
on all
is up.
channels, people.
They're gunning
The
for the
Pod King
radio
is
station
open
in the
and the
French
dealing
Quarter.
can commence.
I'm thinking Mama's got plans to take over the airwaves, pump out propaganda. If we want the exiles to get on board with what we are planning, we cannot have Mama's lies hitting their ears, poisoning their brains. If we're gonna do this, if we are going to stop this, we're gonna need some outside help. Tourists, maybe. Let's discuss later when we rendezvous at the spot. Barnes.
Tourists, we've been staring at that door for hours hoping you'd come through it. Damn good to see you.
No pleasantries, Sonny. Let's just get down to business.
All right, fair enough. Did you get an audience with the Padre?
An audience? Dude's a priest, not royalty.
Can it, Dez? What did Father Carter have to say?
Too much? That dude likes flapping his gums. Bottom line, he's down with the concept. He did have a few stipulations. He gave me a letter to give to you.
That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. Man of God, my ass. He's a wolf, this guy. Shifty, but fuck it. He can have it his way. With the preacher bringing his exiles to the table, we will have people in every corner of this city. There's a whole lot of demand out there, tourists, and everybody in NOLA's gonna know that the Pond King always delivers.
It doesn't sound as cool as you think.
Keep quiet, Dez. I'm doing business with the tourists. You'll get your cut once the goods start flowing through here from our exile friends. With everybody still dazed from the shitstorm in Old Town and the reserve fiasco, this trade network is the perfect plan at the perfect time. Supplies have never been harder to come by.
Just make sure my cut is substantial, Sonny. Then we won't have a problem.
I'll tell you what I tell all my associates. I haven't operated this fine establishment for 28 years, through a fucking apocalypse even, by breaking my promises. You've got my word, and my word is good as solid gold.
It's true. He does say that to everybody.
That's enough, Dez. One thing you gotta know about the exiles, they're like catfish, night feeders. So you'll need to venture out after dark to do business with them. Work that UV flashlight to find where they've set up shop. It's a whole different ballgame at night. But the exiles say it's the best time to scavenge. Less competition, lots more loot.
I'm not scared of the dark. I dig it. Soothes me.
Okay, Dracula. Just giving you a heads up. Listen, while you're here, I got a favor to ask you. It would help the trade network out a whole lot. Our old friend Henri, he had stuff hidden all over this town. He was like a fucking squirrel. Couple of nuts here, couple of nuts there. Most of it I could care less. But he and I were in the middle of a deal for one of those stashes, and then he got himself dead. I happen to know where he hid it. You can keep whatever else you find, but the batteries, those belong to me.
Sounds simple enough. Where do I need to go?
The spot ain't too far from here. An old recording studio in the French Quarter. Lots of fond memories. Henri and I used to do session gigs there. Him on slide, me on bass. We even played with Slim Dog Fortune once, if you can believe that.
Recording studio, French Quarter. Anything else I need to know?
Yeah, how to get into the place. The cat who owned the recording studio was a lunatic, Martinique the Martian Driscoll. He was a bit on the paranoid side, thinking everyone was out to steal from him. Didn't trust us musician types as far as he could throw us out the front door. He was always switching the door code, sometimes every other day.
Where do I find the code?
The Martian was something of a ladies' man. Had a dalliance with a different lady every week. So he set himself up with a private suite at the Hotel Eclair. Every time he changed the door code to the studio, he'd leave it there for whoever he had coming around. You find room 212, you find the code.
Room 212. Got it.
One last thing. We're not gonna be keeping regular business hours from here on out. Security reasons. I'm sure you get it. We'll shout out on the radio when the doors are open, so stay tuned in. Good luck to you, tourists.
Ugh.